Shades on. The reality comes. Shades on. Knowledge wisdom.
Well, hello. Okay, you all, I'm so excited because I'm starting to dare out and adventure and do different things. Now, this is a recording, but I want to see how it works. So in the new year, I'll be able to do more exciting shows because I'll be able to get better guests. Well, I won't say better guests for lack of a better word. More better guests, because I've already had some great guests on the show. So y'all forgive me for that because we do know y'all will make a scandal out of anything. But anyway, I'd like to say thank you and welcome to the show. Now, here's what we're going to do today. Today's show topic, and if you haven't seen it, I want y'all to look at the flyer. I mean, I want you to actually go and look at the flyer because it has a significant meaning to it. And there's a reason why the reason why God gave it to me that way. Everything I do is spiritually based, of course. And if you don't know, you will know. Okay, now before I get going, let me tell you why I have the sunglasses on. The sunglasses is to the point today. In today's time, we don't want to see the truth most times. But one thing I know, we're going to hear the truth. So y'all, I am going to keep these sunglasses on the whole show because see, this is some truth you may not want to see, but you need to hear clearly. That's why I have on dark sunglasses, but they're all the way clear. And then I got this clear gray hair to go with it because I want you all to understand. We have got to start being wise as serpents, gentle as doves in today's world because this world is, man, the people in this world, as they say, it's not the world, it's the people in the world. Well, okay, the people in this world, y'all are off the chain. Okay, so today's show topic is a new year. A new year. And this is a quote from the reality coach. You can put it down, write it down, however you want to do it. See less, listen more. And see, the reason why I said it this way is see less, because we will see what we want to see. They can put out any type of information. We see it all day long with social media, with the news, with celebrities, whatever they put out there. If they put a visual image out there, y'all, there we go. Hook, line, and sinker. There we go. We don't even have to know what's really going on. All they have to do is paint a picture. And y'all know our systematic minds. Remember, I deal with systems. All of these are systems, and our minds have been systematically programmed to believe and do certain things automatically off of a picture. People can paint a picture that ain't really pain, but they will make it be pain. Y'all, that paint word is bad. P-A-I-N, pain, and A-I-N-T, ain't. All in that one word. Amazing. Y'all be careful because you never know when they're going to get some paint to paint pain that really ain't pain. So y'all be careful with these systems. Okay, I see my guest is here. Again, I'm keeping these shades on all show long because y'all, this is some truth. Sometimes we got to see less and listen more. And y'all, what I mean by listen, not hear, but listen, because we hear a whole lot of stuff, but we are not listening. You got to listen to the fine details. Listen, just don't hear and don't always just look. Y'all, because I'm telling you, the pain that I have been through, I want you to learn from what I have earned. And this is why I am. This is why this girl, Dorothy Patterson, becomes the reality coach. Because she wants you all to understand. Sometimes you got to balance out that pain. Right now, y'all dealing with the reality coach. Dorothy Patterson's over there mad. You can call me what you want, call it how you want to, say it how you want to do. But Dorothy Patterson's real upset because she done been picked on for no reason. But because God has given her the tongue of the learned, that she may know how to speak a word in season to him that may be weary. She's also the reality coach. So y'all, hey, y'all got the reality coach because y'all don't want none Dorothy. That girl there is something. Ooh-wee. Anyway, let me get my guest in the studio, Mr. Ruffin. Hey,
What
buddy.
up? What up? What up? What's up, kid?
Uh-oh, we got some feedback going.
Some feedback.
Like an echo.
Negative feedback or echo. Probably I got it on speaker, but I mean,
I don't
do
know.
you hear an echo? Because I don't hear nothing.
Well, it's coming back on this end. Whatever I say to you is coming back 2 or 3 times in my ear.
Okay. I don't know what to say.
It's not doing it when you talk. But when I talk.
Gosh, this seems like we got a dilemma. I hate to have to reset this whole thing and go back into it.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, buddy, but that's what's going on this end. Well, we both got on our little silver chain and our little black tie.
The what?
Well, you got on cowboy stuff. I know you do.
No, I got on my Walter Payton.
Oh, okay, it's black. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, all right. Well, that echo, that feedback is really. I don't know what it is, but you know what? I'm trying something. We're trying something new. I'm pre-recording, so I'm not sure if that's it. You wanna try and come back in, or because it's really bad.
I'll tell you what. Let me switch the link. I'm gonna switch the link to the other phone and use my other recorder. Because like I said, everything's clear on my end.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, let me log off and try it again.
Okay. Well, y'all, while he's doing that, while he's trying to figure that out, we're gonna just go ahead and keep it going. But nonetheless, y'all, I just want to say that these systems, y'all, we got to quit listening to everything. We got to quit hearing everything. Quit hearing everything. Sometimes you don't need to listen to this stuff. People are asking me, so we know you're going to keep it real. We know you're going to do this and we're going to do that. You're going to do this and do that. We want to know, what are your thoughts about this scandal going on with Bishop Jakes and Tyler Perry, P. Diddy, and you all, let me just tell you what I do say. I don't know Bishop Jakes personally. I don't know Tyler Perry personally. Have I been in the presence of both of them? Absolutely. But let me just tell you what I will say. Those 2 men have brought people closer to Christ and closer to being a better person. So that's all I can say about that. And anyone that has made you become a better person, that's an awesome thing. So to talk about or to spread rumors about someone like that, it's very disturbing to me. And what I mean by that is, if you look at P. Diddy's track record, he's in trouble with the law and the land. Tyler Perry and Bishop Jakes are not in trouble with the land or the law. Now, whatever's going on between them and God, God will handle that. But I'm telling you, the scripture is real. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. Y'all, I know Tyler Perry spoke a lot over people's lives with I Know I've Been Changed, and Medea spoke a lot. And Bishop Jakes, even to this day, when I have been at my rock bottom, my lowest, it seems like I'll pick up this thing here. This thing here. This thing here, y'all. And here's something very encouraging, something very powerful that elevates me and pulls me out of that pit of pain that I'm in, and will tell me, don't let people paint what ain't. Don't let them paint what ain't. That's why I say that word paint, that's a bad word. Paint. Dorothy, don't let people paint what ain't. And that's pain. Because guess what? They ain't got no cure for it no way. Either they going to add to it or subtract from it. And majority of the time, people are always trying to add to other people's pain. By the lies they paint, the picture they paint, sometimes the truth even hurts even more. So y'all, this is why Dorothy Patterson transforms into the reality coach. Because for one, I've learned not to allow people to tell my story. Nope. I don't need you to tell my story. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm going to tell the truth. Because guess what? If you allow other people to tell your story, those that want to turn it from glory to horror, they will. So guess what? I go ahead and tell my own story. The good, the bad, the ugly. Because I don't need nobody telling it for me. And you know what I've noticed, y'all? When you go ahead and put the truth out, you ain't got to hide. You just go along for the ride now. Because guess what? When you've already told the truth and you put the ugly truth, the good, the bad, all that out there, guess what? Don't nobody want to talk to you. I see my guest is back. Nobody wants to talk to you. So y'all.
What did I miss?
We don't have an echo.
Yeah, well, hey, 21st century technology and all of its.
But can you turn your volume up a little bit?
It's all the way.
Oh, maybe it's my end. Now say something.
Say something.
You said something, and I can hear you. It was on me. Okay. Right. So what you missed is I was telling people about the situation with Bishop Jakes and all this stuff going on with P. Diddy and Tyler Perry. And I was just telling people that sometimes these systems, and this is what I'm talking about, whether it's the gossip system, whether it's the prison system, whether it's the judicial system, whether it's the family system, the financial system, one of these systems going to hit you at some point in time. So you've got to know how to handle these systems. So what I was saying is people need to stop always talking about what they see. And they need to listen more instead of always hearing. Because the one thing I know about gossip, boy, you can hear it real good. But when the truth comes out, ain't nobody trying to listen.
Right. And then or instead of watching, they only seeing. You need to watch. Because we have to stay observant about everything that's going on around us, and we have to form our own opinions, come up with our own conclusions, and quit listening to what, as my mother used to say about the TV, call it the idiot box.
Well, now you know what? That's a good analogy. I got on the flyer see less, listen more. Maybe we need to put on a watch. See less, watch more.
Exactly.
And that's a good way to look at it, because I was telling people have been asking me my opinion about this situation with Bishop Jakes, Tyler Perry, all this stuff going on. And I'm just like, yeah. Really? Do you not have anything better to do? And like I said, P. Diddy has been in trouble with the law and the land. I don't see Tyler Perry nor Bishop Jakes in trouble with either the land or the law. So whose report will you believe?
I just think one of the main things that people are all so engrossed over how other people are living, how much money they make, and the success they have. And we as a as a society, we love to throw, especially black people, we love to throw people up as high as we can so we can shoot them down and watch them fall to the ground.
And bleed. Don't forget the blood. And bleed. They want to see you bleed too.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, you got to die 1,000 deaths when you've gone too far. I mean, and even the ones that are just trying to make it and try to get to a certain level of respectability, like we're doing, you got people that want to gut that, want to stare that. I mean, you know how we talk about all the time about the crab in the barrel mentality that they have around here, and it's just plumb ridiculous. I mean, you got, I've used this analogy before. If you had a table, or everybody was booking a cruise, and there was only 10 spots left, while all the other acceptable people have already on there, you'll have 5,000 people fighting for the last 10 spots, and you know how ugly that's going to look. Because whoever finally makes it to those last 10 spots is going to be dragging what's left of them on the cruise, and they're like, "Oh, glad you made it," and that's going to be about it.
It's just like this good old thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. This good old thing called education. Everybody that went out and got a degree. Everybody black. That's all. We just crabs in the bucket. What somebody else do, there we go. Everybody ran out and got an education. And guess what? How many people got that job that are black?
Very few.
So sometimes we need to stay with experience. We've been through this, y'all. Why do we keep going through it? Look what they're doing to 2 of our moguls. Well, 3 of them. 3 moguls that got more money that could come and do so much for so many lives. And are doing it. I don't know P. Diddy. I ain't never met him. I don't know. I've met Bishop Jakes and I've met Tyler Perry. But to hang out with them, I don't know what they do in their private life. But I'll tell you what I do see them doing. I see them improving people's lives, like I was telling them before you came on here. When I've been at my lowest moment, Bishop Jakes' voice will come across, as you say, the idiot. This is Idiot Box Jr. This is Idiot Box Jr., the TV senior. Right. Idiot Box Jr., he'll come across and give me some intelligence that will pick me up and help me get going. Because, I mean, everybody knows what I'm going through. A murdered son and then another son put all over TV, and that's all I got. And it's been tough. But I hear Bishop Jakes telling me, get up. Trust God. Don't give up. And a lot of people may not believe in God. So that's where they may have to turn to a P. Diddy and whatever he say that gets them motivated. Nobody has to believe in what I believe in.
On your phone. Hey, now you sound like an alien. Sound like you're in the water now or something.
It's not on this end.
Oh Lord.
We hear you clearly.
Do what?
You're clear.
All right, well.
But you can't hear me clearly.
No, I hear you. But it sounds real, it sounds real empty.
But you know what? That's that spirit that always comes over me because I'm giving people something that, and I don't know if other people are doing it, but I mean, this is some real wisdom. not WISDUMB. This is WISDOM. And I'm telling you, like I said, when I've been at my lowest, I've heard Bishop Jakes come across my junior idiot box and give me some encouragement, and it gets me up instead of keeping me down. And then, on top of all of that, another thing, when families have had so much, it's better now?
Yes, better now.
Okay, when families have had so much dysfunction in them, and especially people that look like me and you, Black people, have had so much dysfunction, we were able to pull up a Medea's movie with Tyler Perry and get some hope and say, man, either we know a Medea like that, or we just enjoy watching a Medea give that wisdom and give that knowledge that's needed. So he's changed a lot of people's lives and given them hope. And like I said, for however P. Diddy do what he do, I don't listen to P. Diddy, so I really don't know. But for those that listen to him, whatever he's doing, it gets them going, it gets them encouraged, whether good, bad, or indifferent. They're moguls in the Black community. And do you know what's so bad about it? It's people that look like me and you that's killing these moguls in our own community the most. Make that make sense. Can you make that make sense, please?
I mean, well, I feel the same way about Diddy. I mean, I appreciate what the brother's doing. Yeah, yes, does he have some skeletons in the closet? Don't we all? Have we all done some wrong? Yes, we have. I can't say what his is to his degree or whatever like that, but I mean, there's always been a lot of drama going on, and like I said, it's usually like maybe 10 or 15 other people that's all in it. But I don't like getting all into people's personal business when you start talking about what they do off the camera, behind closed doors, stuff like that. Because, like I said, we all got a story to share. Because we've all been taking a bath in that leech pool, in that slander pool, in that
in dirt too.
Right, all that. We've all been battered up like that, and it just it's all going to do one or two things. It's either going to make you very resentful, it's going to make you very stronger, and sometimes even a bit of both. Because nobody walks out of this game with clean hands. They don't. You know what I mean? We've talked in depth a lot about some of the same people we know who supposedly is in this struggle, that's supposed to be trying to fight for respectability, but all they're doing, they just fighting for their own, trying to get their own little spot. Like we talk about the deceptions that we deal with our city government, and how some of the same people that look like us are making a name for themselves at the expense of stepping over our heads and necks and everything, while they try to further their career. Because all we have now, we don't have political advocates as far as elected officials. We have political celebrities. Everybody wants to get on TV and spoon and coon and do everything they want to do to get for what's for them, and not for the constituents that they took an oath to swear to protect and uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. That doesn't work, and that's something that we have to do our part to try to make that come clean and correct. I heard a good analogy the other day. When morality and money are on the same road in the same lane, usually morality is the one that's going to hit the ditch. So
this is
we have to still be aware of that part, but yet I have to do my part to make sure I'm not the one hitting the ditch, because
sometimes
money, huh?
no matter what you do, if arrogant people want to make you look ignorant, they can and they will. They'll do whatever they can to get it done. And just like someone behind the scene with all of this stuff that's going on, Their arrogance will become their ignorance. This is going to backfire. Y'all mark my word. This stuff that's going on out here now, it's going to backfire. Especially when you're messing with people you may not believe, or they may not believe, or they may believe. When you messing with someone like me who's chosen, be careful. Because I'm going to tell you what I know who I believe in going to do. He will make your arrogance become your ignorance. Because he says, touch not my anointed, my chosen people, who's making a difference in this world for good. Some people have been down in the dumps. I don't know. I don't know how good. I know how good Bishop Jakes and Tyler Perry are doing, people. But as for, I ain't seen them taking no drinks out in public and telling people to shake their booty and do all of this stuff and making videos that are very suggestive in a world that leads to more stuff. So all I can speak on is them two, because I haven't seen that. But now P. Diddy, I don't understand. I ain't knocking your brother. That's your world. That's whatever it is. But for this distasteful stain to be, I mean, what you do is what you do. We expect everything when people do drugs, alcohol, drinking, or whatever, or when they call per se partying. When people are partying and they're using those things as a way to keep their party going, you're not in your right mind. So we're expecting things that may pop off or pop in or pop up in that realm. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna spank your hand for that one. But when you're in that realm, so we expect these things. We expect these things, but so P. Diddy, this is what comes with the territory. But to do our moguls like this, man, I'm so disappointed. I ain't even disappointed no more. I'm just so tired of your people that look like you. I'm so glad I don't look like your people.
Hey, well, like I said, you know how we know about our own families, because sometimes even our own family, they can do some things to you too. And whether they call it, they doing it because they love you so much, or they feel like they gotta give you some tough look, they want to make you better and everything. I mean, who I am is because of the upbringing I've had, but where I end up, it's gonna be because of what I do. It's not gonna be what others do. You know what I mean? When you're a child, you're born, you grow, you watch and see things. You have to make up your own mind at a certain point after you've grown about what is the best thing to do. But one thing that I have learned definitely in the past 5 years, all of the battles that I've had to take on and deal with, especially even when I started doing things with just even trying to keep this Just Cause coalition going. Yeah, a lot of this has been a one-man job, but guess what? I didn't choose this life. This life chose me, because I could very easily be in another Draylon Patterson, because I was almost Draylon Patterson being being wrongfully prosecuted, wrongfully accused, and whatnot, and then having to fight really for the rest of your life, because 75 years is a long damn time for anything that's going to cause upheaval in your life. I mean, because we've always known that mass incarceration is nothing but repackaged, rebranded, refurbished slavery, and that's what anybody who's convicted, they're slaves.
Wait a minute, I got somebody sending me a question. Wait a minute. I'm gonna put it in a way that I guess they were trying to put it. Oh, well, since you mentioned Draylon Patterson, I don't know how they're trying to ask this question. Look like they're trying to say, in essence, they're trying to ask, what is you're saying that he was wrongfully convicted or wrongfully accused. I guess that's what they're trying to say.
Well, from what we're finding out from the on the appellate end, we find out a little bit of both. I mean, I've always long had my suspicions from the time when we first took on this endeavor. But when you're sitting up here fighting a system that has nothing but disposable income at their expense, especially as far as you using taxpayer dollars to do whatever you want to someone's lives. I mean, as we all know that old saying about indicting a ham sandwich, when you have the ability to just literally just snatch someone's life up. I mean, I've seen things from police filing no knock warrants, barging in people's houses and killing them in their own beds and everything. We seen and then lie and get off on it. We have seen these things happening so many ways. I mean, heck, a couple of weeks ago, there were just people firing off over here in this neighborhood. You call 911, nobody comes. Then after you call over and over and over and over again, then when they finally say they cleared the call, they said, well, we didn't know if we needed to talk to you about it. Then we check everything out. I was like, I think that's part of what 911 is about. Well, we didn't know if you wanted to get involved. I said, why the hell do you think I'm calling 911 for? I'm not ordering a pizza.
Well, because and in all fairness to the police, most people will call 911 and then they'll hide their hands.
Yeah, that's true too. But
and that's the problem.
I'm definitely not. But see, that's on the system because they have said this so many times, and we've talked about this before. There are laws that protect people from doing those things, but also they're the same laws that can prosecute people for making false 911 calls and everything. 911 calls is not here out here to make pranks or pranking the system or trying to just see how you're gonna get a rise out of somebody. That's not what it's supposed to be for. But guess what? They have abused 911 a lot of times. I mean, how many times we've had domestic incidents where people have used 911 just to get the last word in on an argument. But see, they know all of this, but yet, as long as they can still take somebody to jail for it, whether they're innocent or guilty or otherwise, that's all they care about. I had a conversation like that about 10 years ago when Craig Rockett was trying to run for re-election, and he made the comment that I asked the question, in a domestic violence scenario, if someone calls in, but you see that both people are kind of doing a little too much, why they don't take people to jail? Why don't they take them both instead of taking one? And he said the reason why the man usually goes because he said most of the time the man is the one that committed it. And I was like, really? That's original. And I was really taken aback by that, that he would say something like that and then say it in a room full of people that look like us.
And we didn't even have no rebuttal. We didn't say nothing about it.
Well, I did, but of course, then they said I'm talking too much. So no, I'm not talking too much. If this man wants my vote, I need to know why I should vote for him. And I asked that of anybody.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't want people to think I'm ignoring their questions.
Okay.
Oh, this is not getting ready to be about a Dorothy Patterson, but since you asked the question, what make you think he's innocent? That's the question.
Well, here's my thing. Under the evidence that we have now learned, and about why is he innocent, it is because there is a difference between going out for illegal prostitution. There's a difference between prostitution and rape and armed robbery. A big difference. And
well, hold on. The armed robbery was dropped. They never even prosecuted that. The evading arrest dropped. They never even did anything.
Well, yeah, because they used all those things to justify the bail, and why they kept the bail up so high, why they never backed down on the bail. Because it's a pressure game.
There's no justification in that when it comes to the amendments. There's no justification in that. But of course, people can say what they want to say. But okay.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, the whole point of that was a pressure game to try to not only just ensure conviction, but try to make him take a plea bargain so they can get a conviction. People don't understand how the justice system can force your hand to put yourself in the trick bag. And if you just don't have the mental strength or the deep pockets to beat a case and to get your own justice and try to win. I mean, heck, I had literally had no money all the times that I've had to fight. If it wasn't for me just digging in and finally convincing the people that were appointed to defend me, I mean, it took over 2 years of my life fighting the criminal charges against me. Then it took another 10 years after that for these things to get off my background. Because the only reason why the city of Dallas went on and expunged my record was because they know if you get the record expunged, that'll and you try to sue them for what they have done to you, that helps them. But just like you take a plea deal on a civil matter, that helps them as well, because taking a plea deal means you're accepting responsibility for what happened on the civil end. I tried to explain that to a couple of people before who had gotten assaulted by the police, and then they filed charges on them to try to make them stick on them, so it would take the attention off of what they did back on what they're alleging you done. And we get down to the nuts and bolts, and it came time to stand up and fight. They just tire you out month after month, reset the case, till finally they'll offer you this thing called conditional dismissal, where it may clean you up on one side of it, but then on the civil end, you'll lose. I mean, I'm not going to name the person by his name, but we'll just call him Edward, because Edward had went down there, and the police had roughed him up and everything. He made a 911 call and was complaining. He thought he saw someone in his yard. Of course, there was no one there, so Edward told the police, "Well, if you're not going to do anything for me, get the hell out of my house." And the police beat him up. And he had a warrant. He had a warrant on him. It was a judge's hold on him for psych evaluation, because he was a Vietnam veteran and he had PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he had a hold for him from a judge to take him back to the VA to get a psych evaluation and get back on his meds.
Mm-hmm.
The police took him to jail instead of taking him to the VA. So on that level, that was considered a wrongful imprisonment. That was and plus he had to post a bond to get out.
Boy, these people here.
So we go through the formalities of that, trying to get an attorney. We got the case taken out of criminal court and got it put in mental health court, because they was trying the thing through criminal court. And see, the sad part about it, the prosecutors knew all of this. They knew everything that was going on.
They're part of it. Most of them are part of it.
So I had referred him an attorney, got him an attorney that can handle things for him on the civil end.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get the criminal part off first before you can file a lawsuit. So they gets back to they going back and forth. Next thing you know, Edward wants to have like 10, 15 people coming to him, everything, like he got a new Pied Piper and everything. And I'm steadily saying, let's work easily and quietly, track this out. But he wants to raise a bunch of ruckus about it. And I'm going like, that's not going to help on that end. So to make a long story short, when it came down to trying to get the case dismissed, he took the conditional dismissal because all he heard was dismissal. And I'm steadily sitting up there advising them and telling them, do not take the deal, because all that is just a deferred adjudicated probation, which means you're going to be pleading guilty. Of course, he asked the mental health court, who's still his attorney. They said that I was lying and I didn't know what I was talking about, and that he can still sue They didn't say he was going to win though, but they said he could sue. And he took the deal and just totally walked over me and just went on out. And I told him that he made the comment that I'm holding him back, trying to keep him from doing that. I said, well, you know what? For your sake, I hope that I'm wrong, but I know I'm not. Of course, when he called Mr. Kurtz, proclaiming victory that he had got the case dismissed, Mr. Kurtz just like, seriously? He said conditional dismissal don't mean anything other than they're just holding off pressing charge on the criminal side. So we wasn't there for the criminal. We was there to get to the civil part. We had to get the criminal part off first. So he called several other attorneys that we had that we had talked to him about. Peter Lesser.
Okay, so long story short, because people are saying, what does this have to do with anything? So let me just explain it.
Well, what it has to do with,
he's teaching you something that you need to understand, people.
Right.
Listen.
When you take a deal, any deal you take means you're guilty. And for you to turn around and sue the police or anything like that for what they've done to you, that all falls on deaf ears. And back to the thing about with Draylen. Draylen knew that if he take a deal, that means he's going to be a registered sex offender. That means he's not going to be a good father to his children and everything. He's not going to be able to provide or do anything on that level because there's always going to be a leash on him, literally, that he can't make no money, he can't do this and that, and all the stuff he worked hard for, getting his degrees, getting this and that, and getting a nice job, all that's gone. All of it. And he fought for that. And because he stood up and fought for it, they taxed him.
And it comes with, hey, y'all, he just letting you know all of this stuff comes at a cost. If you darned if you do, darned if you don't. So you got to figure out which cost you want to pay.
And see, the thing is, there are tens upon thousands of people like that. There's people like that right now in our prisons. They ain't even looked at it having a day for an appeal or anything like that done. And it's all at our expense because these same people that are doing this to us are some of the same people we put in office. So we need to make a resolution that as Black people and as people who are very marginalized in the system, we're going to have to be more astute on who we put in office and everything, because guess what? They say they with you, but then after they get elected, they don't know you.
Ain't that the truth?
I know that's the truth.
And this is something I'm speculating on, that he's telling you the God's honest truth. You can go back on my Facebook wall and see some of the people that I have did what they call grassroots campaigning for them.
No.
And they don't even know me now.
No, they don't. And I mean, these are some of the same people you've even worked for, that you've helped trying to get them in office. But once you get them, once they get in there, they don't know you no more.
Okay, so y'all, this here is the name of this segment is New Year, a New Ear, See Less, Listen More. And see, you're still trying to watch for the wrong reason. Listen to what is being said. You're getting some good, free legal advice that has came at some great expense. I've spent a lot of money for this. He spent a lot of time doing this. So y'all quit trying to come any kind of, if you just get a new ear and stop letting the old ear be that crab in a bucket, be the ears that you listening to. It's time for us to get out the bucket, people that look like us. Don't y'all see we are more educated now than we've ever been in centuries, and we the furthest behind than we've ever been. Now y'all.
Okay.
Y'all, do y'all hear me? Did you hear what I just said? I was telling people that look like you and me, we are the most educated people that you want to meet. but we more educated than we've ever been, and we so far behind. We're even more behind than we were when we didn't have no education.
And a lot of times we're the most dumbest educated people there are.
Well, now I wasn't gonna say that, but y'all heard him say it. Now, since he said it,
hey, I don't bite my tongue about what I say.
Since he said it, y'all, I'm
not here to finesse anybody. I'm just here to tell you straight facts.
That part, the reality coaching just cause. It ain't just cause, okay? So nonetheless, what he's saying in essence for you all who are so extremely educated and feel as though this is not your story. It may not be yours. It could be something you love, someone you love story. I'm telling you, these systems don't skip over nobody. They gonna hit you some kind of way, and it's gonna be an impact. And for us to sit here and bask in the glory of people, not necessarily bask in the glory, but just to even listen to the stories about two moguls on one end of the spectrum, and then another one on the other end. But at the end of the day, I'm sure P. Diddy has given to many homeless people, many people that are broken, many people. He's probably donated a lot of money. Just as
Bill Cosby did.
Bill Cosby. He was even trying to get a TV station so he could give us something to do with our time. Give us something to rewind our mind and bring back some happier times. But, I mean, these people are millionaires who are pouring back into us. Bless you. See, that must be some truth. That's some truth, because my grandmama say, when somebody tells the truth and there's a sneeze, there's some truth in it. You can take it to the bank. These 4 moguls, they even did Michael Jackson the same way. Every man that is a mogul that's trying to make a difference in the Black community, that has some power to go with his color, they got a problem. Dorothy Patterson broke the cycle of in his lineage, in his generation, of not getting education, not doing this and not doing that. And look what we're doing to him. I can ask a Black person. The first thing they'll say to me is, he shouldn't have been out there messing with them white girls. What does that have to do with what they've done? So it would be okay if it was Black girls? You'd be willing to fight for him if they were Black?
I mean, well, you remember the time when they had that South Dallas serial rapist, and how a young man named Alan Mason was allegedly the man of interest and everything, and then they put the man's name out there on TV. They raided his house and had his grandparents face down on the ground at gunpoint, and then of course Chief Brown comes on there. This is when Chief Brown was the chief, and he actually sat up there and said, "I didn't call him a suspect. I say he was a person of interest." What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Right. And he didn't even want to apologize for what had happened. But then, of course, when Carden Spencer shot Bobby Bennett and then lied and said that Bennett threatened his life with a knife, and then the camera across the cul-de-sac saw that Bennett didn't do anything like that, and the man lied, he got prosecuted and fired the next day. And Chief Brown was on there, Yassa boss, and said, "I apologize." He apologized then. And then here we are. We have seen so many people who have gotten annihilated the same way. Now, there's no apology for that. But when you shoot and hurt or threaten a white person, oh yeah, they come correct then. And
hello. And somebody said, want to know where are they? What's going on with his case currently? I'm assuming they're talking about Draylen's case. We're in the direct appeal phase, waiting for a reply from the appellate court. But if you really want to know, you can go look it up for yourself and quit asking me. Go look it up. I've given you the information. Matter of fact, you can hear oral arguments. You can hear his attorney present the case to the appellate court. All you got to do is go to 5th Court of Appeals and put in the little box where it says case 05-21-01024. Again, 5th Court of Appeals. Don't keep asking me because I look like I'm just a mother out here belly aching. No, that ain't it at all. Anybody that knows me knows I keep it 100% real. My son is not exempt from being sick. So don't ever get it twisted. It's just this time, no, he ain't sick in the way that they're trying to say. He ain't sick at all. He was just doing what he wanted to do at that point, and raping people was not it. But don't ask me. Don't ask Mr. Ruffin. Go look it up.
Yeah, as I always say, when in doubt, Google it.
You can read all about it.
Right.
Extra, read all about it. What was that old saying? I'm going to give it a new saying. If you don't want to doubt it, read about it. Oh, that's a good one. But guess what? Of course we won't. Because we like to see.
I got I caught a little crossfire behind it once before, and I said, I'm not the word when I'm speaking about that case or any other case. I'm not speaking about it mainly off of just what my opinion is. I'm basing everything on what an attorney said. What
You're taking heat off of what case? From what case?
I'm not talking about just Dorothy Patterson case. I'm like any number of cases. I'm usually quoting what's being already said out on the news, said by the attorney that's representing the case. I'm not an attorney that represents cases, but I mean, my know-how of the law from working as an intern for attorneys, and I've done document runs and stuff like that for attorneys. I do work in the legal field. But I'm just not an attorney. But I do a lot of referrals and whatnot.
And let me say this in fairness to you. When you have been mishandled by the law, it makes you get hungry to understand the law.
Very
and Mr. Ruffin has been mishandled by the law. Therefore, he has taken the time and the due diligence to read the law and try to understand the law by encompassing himself around people that have went to school for the law. But let me tell you one thing about I know. When you mix these two together, experience and education, you get some good law and lawyer.
Right. And that's my number one motto at Just Cause. Know the law before the law knows you. In 2024, we're looking at trying to broaden ourselves and try to make this thing more insightful for people to get to know. Gonna be hoping we doing some workshops, teaching people a little bit more about knowing the law and knowing the basic principles of just even on a traffic stop, how to handle a traffic stop. Now that they have now that guns are legal, and if you're carrying a gun, I'm trying to talk to police officials now about offering a program where you literally surrendering your gun as you get pulled over. Take your gun and your permit, sit it on top of the hood of the car, and then roll the window back up so they will at least see that you are relinquishing your weapon. Because
good luck with that one.
You don't. Well, the thing about it is, we have to do something proactive to come up with a way to keep us from getting killed on sight. Guns are legal now, so if they see gun, first thing they want to holler is gun, 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 and shoot you, whether you have it in your hand or not. That's why the gun has to still be in the holster. If the gun is in the holster, that's considered it not being threatening. But then, of course, we also know how that works for some, but not for others.
Okay.
But we need to try to level the playing field because we're out here just like everyone else.
Right.
And if I'm carrying my gun for the simple thing of just self-defense, it's not gonna be used as a manipulated tool to cause my demise over a blown out tag light or something.
Well, Someone's asking a question about the situation that just happened in Mesquite with the Peyton Lawrence. Now, what I will say, out of respect to the family and the open investigation, I don't want to speak on that because that is still, it's the holiday season, and respect for the family and the open investigation. People, please.
Well, the only thing what I will say on that is simple. If anytime the police releases the video and then break everything down like they do in a class on ethics or something, that means they're feeling very moribund, that they know that nothing's going to happen.
Well, now, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that for them to release the video like they have, they feel like that they feel like it's a closed case right now.
Well, and
what happens later
back.
on, right? What happens later on, that'll be later on. But right now, they're not feeling like they did anything wrong.
Well, and to affirm what you're saying, and to not only affirm but to confirm what you're saying, nobody knew what happened to the Dallas Uptown serial rapists. Nobody knew. They aired it so much. I mean, it aired more than this situation in Mesquite. It aired a whole lot, but nobody knew. I couldn't even get them to come to the courtroom. So what you're saying, it makes perfectly good sense to someone who has went through a high profile case. When the police finally released, they still ain't released no information regarding the Dallas Uptown serial rapist, the after effect. They ain't showed no footage, ain't no camera work, no nothing. Not only did the police show more camera work, they showed camera work from all kinds of angles in this situation. So y'all, exactly. What he's saying, there's some validity to it, because you wouldn't know what happened to that serial rapist that was all over the TV and never got a report. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't know anything.
Well, like I said, the thing is, we're going to have to go even harder in the paint this coming year than we've done the previous 4. And I got, like I said, I'm getting everything rolled up and ready, because it's going to be a bumpy ride.
What do you mean, bumpy ride? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Just life in general. Just going into 2024. Trying to still stand up and fight for our rights, fighting for justice. You know, there are going to be other people that's going to need some help and everything like that. We're going to be going on. This is an election year, and let us not forget that this is the year that they need our votes. And there's going to be newcomers coming in. That's going to be wanting to get into the game. As far as whether they're being judges, whether they're being city council. I think even Senate. I think there's going to be some Senate races this year as well. Of course, the presidential race is going to be 2024. So, like I said, it's going to be a lot of head knocking going on.
And let me say this: one thing I can say, I wish people would take a lesson. As much as people love to hate Donald Trump, I love to love on Donald Trump, because let me tell you one thing about Donald Trump: he ain't changed his stripes. He been the same, in, out, round. What? That's one man that, hey, I am who I am. It is what it is. Unlike others, they say one thing and do the exact opposite. If he tell you he gonna kill your mama, y'all get a casket ready, because he gonna do it. He may not physically do it, but it's gonna get done, because that's just how he. People don't like it, but you gotta respect it. That's what that is.
Well, true that on that, because the thing I detest the most is a person that's saying that they're in your corner, they're going to help you, they're going to do this and do that, and then next thing you know, when you call, it's going to be frogs croaking, chickens cackling. It's going to be everything else but them helping. It's going to be a very desolate place out there, and but yet they're going to get reelected while everyone else is still getting the hard put on them. So, like I said, we're definitely going to have to be a lot more cognitive about what's going on, and we have to we're going to have to step